Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Look, whether you're a local IT support specialist rolling out laptops, a senior endpoint engineer writing policies, or even a CEO wondering why in the world your help desk costs are spiking, this explainer is built exactly for you. Today, we're tackling one of the most frustrating, budget-draining, hair-pulling headaches in modern enterprise tech. I'm talking about the Windows Hello for Business silent failure. We're going to use an incredibly insightful guide by Imran Awan over at the Endpoint Weekly website to break down exactly why this happens and, more importantly, how to permanently fix it using a really brilliant automated PowerShell solution. So, if you've deployed Windows Hello for Business at scale, you've almost certainly hit this scenario. You set up a device. Conditional access is strictly enforcing those passwordless logins. You check MicrosoftIntune, and your dashboard is glowing this beautiful, compliant green. Everything says it's working perfectly, right? But out there in the real world, your end user is staring at a confusing prompt they just don't understand. So they pick up the phone, they call the service desk, and your engineers have to spend 15 minutes walking them through 5 different setup screens. Screens that, let's be honest, the user will absolutely forget by next week. It's just a massive drain on productivity for everyone involved.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the Windows Hello headache, unmasking the silent failure, the 3-script solution inside the detection logic, and finally, perfecting the user experience.
First up, the Windows Hello headache. It's the passwordless promise versus the service desk reality.
To truly understand this, we need to look at the massive disconnect here. To the ITAdmin, the device looks completely flawless. AzureAdJoined? Yes. Primary refresh token? Yes. But for the end user, it's a totally different story. They're trapped in this loop of confusing setup prompts because a crucial backend flag, called NgcSet, is marked as no. And because the system doesn't automatically guide them through this specific gap, bam, you get a service desk ticket.
Moving right along to Section 2, Unmasking the Silent Failure. Let's talk about why standard Intune policies completely miss this gap. So the crucial point here is understanding this specific definition for NgcSet. You see, the Windows Hello provisioning flow requires a few things to happen in perfect harmony. The device must be registered, the user needs that active PRT, and a specific UI sequence has to actually be completed by the user in their settings menu. NgcSet is the configuration value that proves that specific UI sequence actually happened. It is completely distinct from the device just being joined to AzureAD. Because standard Intune compliance policies don't surface this gap cleanly, they miss it entirely when the specific per-user value is absent. So when we put it all together, we essentially get the perfect recipe for a silent failure. The device is registered, the PRT is active, the AzureAdJoined is totally successful, but because the user hasn't clicked through the final Windows Hello setup screens, NgcSet remains no. And you know the most dangerous ingredient of all? The Intune console flags 0 problems. To the IT department, this device is perfectly healthy. It's a silent failure state that just silently eats up your IT budget in hidden support costs.
All right, Section 3, the 3-script solution. This is where we start automating the fix using Imran Awan's incredible strategy from Endpoint Weekly.
Now, the solution here isn't just to write a quick script. It's an entire automated flow built around 3 distinct PowerShell scripts acting as an Intune detection and remediation pair. First up, you have detect WHFB enrollment. This acts as your Intune detection script, and it actively hunts for both the PRT status and that sneaky missing NgcSet value. Second, there's invoke WHFB enrollment check. If the first script finds a problem, the second script swoops in as the user-facing hero. It parses the device state, gives the user a friendly prompt, and literally launches the exact settings page they need. And third, we have register WHFB scheduled task. This registers a persistent scheduled task for the user that fires at logon, but with a 60-second delay. This ensures the check runs reliably until Hello is fully provisioned. It's honestly just an elegant, self-healing mechanism.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 4, inside the detection logic. We're looking at dsregcmd, hash tables, and those crucial exit codes. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how beautifully simple and bulletproof the logic is. The detection script basically runs the command dsregcmd/status and pulls that output into a hash table. Then it relies on these 4 exit codes. Look at exit code 0, enrolled and compliant, no action needed, Intune is happy. But exit code 1, that's where the magic happens. It spots that a PRT is present, but Hello is missing. This code instantly triggers our remediation script. This keeps your Intune compliance picture 100% accurate without needing any messy custom inventory or external tools. It just works natively right inside the Intune framework. Exit codes 2 and 3 simply act as safety nets, to ensure you aren't prompting users if their device isn't even properly registered or signed in yet.
Okay, listen up. If there is absolutely one thing you take away from the technical side of this explainer, it is this ultimate IT consultant gotcha warning from the guide. You have to run these scripts in user context, not system. Why? Well, because both the primary refresh token and the NgcSet values are specifically per-user values. They literally do not exist at the system level. If you go and deploy this using Intune's default system context, the script is just going to return empty values. The detection logic will completely shatter, and the automation will fail. You must deploy this to run as the logged-in user. Actually, that's exactly why that third script builds in a 60-second startup delay. It gives the PRT time to naturally refresh right after the user logs in.
And finally, Section 5, Perfecting the User Experience. Let's eliminate navigating through settings manually once and for all.
For the directors and CEOs tuning in, this is where the return on investment actually happens. When the remediation script runs, it doesn't just pop up some scary, generic error message. It shows a clear, friendly prompt that explains exactly what needs to happen. And then, it automatically executes a specific URI, MS-settings-sign-in options, which drops the user directly into the exact PIN setup area in Windows. There is no asking the user to click Start, then go to Settings, then try to find Accounts, click Sign-in Options, and squint looking for Windows Hello. You completely bypass all of that friction. You eliminate the confusion, and best of all, you eliminate the support ticket.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how straightforward deploying this across your entire fleet really is. Step 1, upload your detection script into Intune. Step 2, attach the invoke script as your remediation. Step 3, run the task registration script once as an admin. Step 4, triple check that everything is running in the user context. And Step 5, for sure, always pilot with your IT team first before a full rollout. In fact, the guide has a fantastic pro tip for testing. You don't even need a freshly enrolled machine. You can test this on your current device right now by manually deleting the NGC folder in your local app data. That resets your NgcSet flag to NO, allowing you to watch the entire detection and remediation flow spring into action right on your own screen. It's super cool.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to eliminate Windows Hello Help Desk calls for good? This silent failure doesn't have to be a permanent drain on your IT resources. The scripts are entirely open source and they're waiting for you. I highly recommend heading over to the Endpoint Weekly website to check out Imran Awan's full technical guide. Read through it and grab the link to the GitHub repository. Clone it, add your own company branding to the prompts, and finally take back control of your passwordless deployment. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy automating.